In this unit, you are going to learn about the present perfect tense, when to use it and when not to use it. You'll also learn how to use since, for, and time expressions with the present perfect. The present perfect simple is formed using the auxiliary verb have, followed by the past participle. For regular verbs, the past participle ends in ed and is the same as the past simple tense. I, you, we, they have worked. He, she, it has worked. In fact, the form of the present perfect simple really is quite simple. The only thing you may find difficult is learning the past participles of irregular verbs. Here are some, but of course, they are not the only ones. Be, have been. Become, have become. Begin, have begun. Go, have gone. Have had. Teach, have taught. Write, have written. The present perfect continuous is formed using have been or has been, followed by the verb plus ing. I, you, we, they have been working. He, she, it has been working. When do we use the present perfect tense? The general rule is that the present perfect is used when we are talking about the present and the past together, when the present is in some way related to the past. In such cases, it would not be correct to use the present tense, and it would not be correct to use the past tense. We use the present perfect. What do we mean when we say the present is related to the past? Here are some examples. An action or situation began in the past and has continued up to the present. The action is not yet finished. I've lived in Dublin since 1980. We've known each other for 10 years. I've been studying English for several years. An action began in the past and has continued until very recently. I've been studying all week. I've been going to the cinema a lot recently. A past action is important because it has a present result. We are more interested in the result than the action itself. I can't read that. I've lost my glasses. It's terribly dry. It hasn't rained for months. An action is considered part of someone's entire life until now. Have you ever been to France? I've never been to France, but I have been to England. What's the best film you've ever seen? An action took place at an unspecified time before now, and our emphasis is on the fact that the action has taken place. We do not say and are not interested in when, why, how or where the action took place. The government has increased the price of postage stamps. Inflation has fallen. I've already paid the electric bill. An action has happened very recently and we do not specify when. I'm afraid Gigi's not in. He's just gone out. You don't need to phone Mary. I just phoned her. The present simple and present continuous tenses can only be used when the action is centred in present time. I live in Dublin. I go to France every summer. I have a car. I am watching television at the moment. I can't speak to you now. I'm studying. When an action or situation began in the past and is seen as not yet finished as continuing in the present, you must use the present perfect. I've lived in Dublin all my life. I've been to France every summer since I was 18. I've had my car for 3 years. I've been watching television for an hour. I've studied English since 1990. Note that with the present perfect, both have been and have gone can be used as past participle of to go. Both are followed by the preposition to. When we use gone, the meaning is that someone has not yet returned from a place or is still travelling. John's gone to lunch. He's not here. Mary's gone to Turkey for her holidays. She'll be back in 2 weeks. When we use been, the meaning is that someone has gone and returned. John's been to lunch. He's in his office now. Mary's been to Turkey for her holidays. She returned yesterday. With the present perfect used to describe states and continuous or repeated actions that began in the past and have not yet finished, since and for indicate when the action began or how long the action has lasted. Since is used when we want to indicate at what point in the past the action or situation began. I've lived here since September. I've been watching television since I got home. It's been raining since yesterday. For is used when we want to indicate the duration of the action or situation. I've lived here for 6 months. I've been watching television for an hour. It's been raining for almost 2 days. There is a significant difference in meaning between the past tense and the present perfect. This has nothing to do with how recently or how long ago an action happened or a situation existed. What is important is whether we view the action as having finished at some specific time in the past. If so, we use a past tense. If instead the action or situation is seen either as having occurred at some unspecified time before now or as continuing up to the present, we use the present perfect. Look at this sentence. I've lived in San Francisco for the last 20 years. Here, you cannot use a past tense because it would seem that the action had finished. If you said, I lived in San Francisco for 20 years, the person you were speaking to would ask, and where do you live now? But do not use the present perfect when you should use the past. Whenever you refer to a specific time, you must use the past. Sentences like these are wrong and confusing. I have been to England last summer. I have had lunch at a Chinese restaurant yesterday. When you specify when something happened, use the past simple, even when you refer to a recent event. I went to England last summer. I had lunch at a Chinese restaurant yesterday. In questions beginning with when or with what time, we use the past and not the present perfect. What time did you get back from lunch? When did you last speak to them? In general, the present perfect simple is used when the action or situation we are describing is seen as one that has finished very recently or at some unspecified past time. We use the present perfect continuous when the action is seen either as unfinished and still happening, or when a situation is seen as temporary. We use the present perfect simple when we wish to emphasize the result of an action, and the present perfect continuous when we want to emphasize the process that has occurred. When we see an action as a finished one, we use the present perfect simple. I've played 3 games of tennis this afternoon. I've done the housework. I've written to Mary. When we see an action as unfinished or still happening, we use the present perfect continuous. I've been playing tennis since 3 o'clock. I've been doing the housework. I've been writing to Mary. Using the present perfect continuous emphasizes the temporary quality of an action. Compare the following pairs of sentences. I've worked here since 1980. I've been working overtime a lot recently. She's lived here since she was a child. She's been living in London for the last 2 years. The present perfect simple is used when we are interested in result or achievement. Tim's learnt to read. She's acted in award-winning films. The present perfect continuous is used when we are interested in process or activity. Tim's been learning to read. She's been acting in films since she finished drama school. The present perfect simple is used for single actions. I've cut myself. I'm terribly sorry. I've backed into your car and I've dented the fender. The present perfect continuous is instead used when an action is a repeated one. If you used the present perfect continuous and said, I've been cutting myself, I've been backing into your car and I've been denting the fender, it would sound ridiculous because we would imagine the action being repeated several times. Remember that some verbs are rarely used in the continuous form. Be, know, like, love, and understand are some examples. When have indicates possession, it is not used in the continuous form, but when have is used for actions, it can be. I've known her since we were children. I've always liked him. I've had this car for 2 years. When there is little difference in meaning between the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous, we normally use the continuous form. I've been playing tennis for years. I've been working hard recently. The time expressions used with the present perfect generally refer to indefinite time. When you use expressions which indicate specifically when something happened, you need to use the past tense. Definite time expressions include those that were presented when you studied the past tenses. Expressions with yesterday, last and ago, and expressions such as in September, in 1965, at the beginning of the century. We do not normally use these expressions with the present perfect. Here are some expressions that refer to indefinite time and are frequently used with the present perfect. Occasionally, often, recently, lately, before, in the last few days, weeks, months, etc. Several times. They are normally placed at the end of a sentence, but can be placed at the beginning for special emphasis. I've been reading a lot recently. Recently, I've been reading a lot. Often and occasionally should be placed either in mid or end sentence position. Several times should be placed at the end of a sentence. The following time adverbials are those that are typically used with the present perfect simple. Ever, never, just, yet, already, still. Let's look at how these expressions are used. The meaning of ever is at any time before now, while the meaning of never is at no time before now. Ever is used in questions. Do not use never. Have you ever seen a falling star? What's the best film you've ever seen? Ever is used in negative sentences. No one has ever spoken to me like that. Nothing of the sort has ever happened before. Ever is used in the expression it is or this is the first time, with only and with superlatives. This is the first time I have ever gone on a cruise. It's the first time they've ever said hello. You're the only one I've ever loved. It's the best holiday we've ever had. Never is used when the verb is in the affirmative. I've never been on a cruise before. She's never been abroad. Never is used in short answers. Have you ever driven before? No, never. In British English, the present perfect is used with just, which indicates that something happened very recently, within a short time before now. Ouch! I've just cut myself. Are you still having supper? No, we've just finished. In American English, just can be used with the past simple. It just stopped raining. The sun just came out. We just finished supper. Already is used to refer to an indefinite time before now. Already is used in affirmative sentences. I'm on a diet. I've already lost a pound. She knows about the party. I've already invited her. Yet is used in negative sentences to mean not until now. It is placed at the end of the sentence. I'm on a diet, but I haven't lost any weight yet. She doesn't know about the party. I haven't invited her yet. Yet is also used in questions to mean at some time before now. Have you finished your diet yet? Have you told Mary about the party yet? To give a negative answer to questions with yet, we normally say not yet. Have you finished your homework yet? No, not yet. Already can be used in questions, but its meaning is somewhat different from the meaning of yet. In questions, already, in addition to meaning before now, also means sooner than expected. Note that it can be placed either in the middle or at the end of the question. It's early. Have you already had dinner? Or, have you had dinner already? Have you already finished your diet? Or, Have you finished your diet already? You only started a few weeks ago. Still is most often used with the present simple and present continuous tenses in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. It means continuing until this time. It is normally placed with the verb in mid-sentence. Still can also be used with the present perfect. It's 4 o'clock and he still hasn't phoned. Still is often used in answer to questions with yet and other present perfect questions to say that an action is continuing. Have you heard from him yet? No, I'm still waiting. Have you finished your homework yet? No, I'm still studying. Has she changed job? No, she's still working in the same place. That's the end of the lesson. Now you can do the exercises on the grammar points presented in this unit.